fart sex, cum explosion, perks of being a wallflower, shit niblets.
This confrontation can cancel your career.
Canceled. 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 Canceled.
Canceled.
Canceled. Canceled.
Cancel culture
podcast.
Welcome to the first episode of the Cancel Culture podcast, the writer's room where a diverse group of Gen Z female comedy writers write a funny and unoffensive joke about a topic that most people considered a no-fly zone in comedy, that even an old, white, cis male dude, aka my dad, can tell without getting canceled. Today's topic, rape. That's right, we're gonna write a rape joke that a man can tell without sounding like an asshole. Why? To show that it's possible. Let's introduce our group today and see if they think if we can make rape funny. Introducing Elayna, the podcast's resident big sister. Elayna, do you think that rape jokes can be funny?
I don't know if we can make it funny for a white cis man to say, but I think we can make something funny. I'm interested to explore. We can see.
Mehek, medical school dropout and potential law school dropout. The jury's still out. What do you think?
Okay. Right off the bat, I want to say rape, bad. I don't like it. However, on the jokes front, I'm gonna take a leap here and say I think we can write a funny one. I think we can. And we're gonna try.
So we have on record that Mehek thinks rape is bad. All right, Sarah, our whimsical Englishman, what say you?
I believe in just full commitment. I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say absolutely even.
Great. And I'm Jamie, otherwise known as unmedicated Jamie. And I'd also like to concur with my fellow podcasters that I think that you can tell a funny rape joke. So that's 4 yeses for those who are counting. And lastly, and certainly leastly, Evan, the old man, also my father, for whom we will be writing the aforementioned rape joke. Evan, your thoughts?
Well, actually,
that's more than enough out of you, actually. So if you could
yeah.
Okay, team, rape jokes. Outside of the last 5 minutes, what are some examples of rape jokes gone wrong?
I would love to bring up Daniel Tosh.
Okay.
He has a couple really off-colored jokes. They're not great.
I believe we have a clip of a
Daniel Tosh classic, if you will.
Right.
Always told me I have a sick sense of humor. What do you say to that? I assume it's relative. Who are you comparing me to? Carrot Top? Then yeah, I'm a little blue. To my circle of friends, I'm tame. My sister's off the charts. I play practical jokes on her constantly, though. I got her so good a few weeks ago. I replaced her pepper spray with silly string. Anyway, that night, she got raped. And she called me the next day going, "You son of a bitch. You got me so good." No. As soon as I started spraying in the face, I'm like, "Daniel, this is gonna really hurt." Hot pocket.
Wait, I had not heard the hot pocket thing at the end.
Gross.
Are we gonna get sued for that?
I hope he got sued for that. That was disgusting.
And not his audience literally busting a gut, clapping at the punchline of like, "Oh, my sister got raped that night. Har har. Wow."
No, Elayna, you weren't there. Okay, you don't know what the atmosphere.
I had to have
was
been
like
there.
in that place.
You don't know his sister.
It was good. It was good live.
Ooh.
Well, that was rough. Yikes.
That was really rough. Does anyone want to help us break down what we think was horrible about that joke?
Sarah, what do you think?
Yeah, well, people have different tastes when it comes to stand-up comedy. One person might think that it's okay you making a joke about raping your sister, but another might prefer to see their stand-up delivered by a comedian who looks like Bert from Sesame Street,
Hey,
so
wait, can I just say,
reviews?
Don't bring Bert into this, okay? Can you not bring Bert into this? He's gay and nice. So let's pick another reference.
and actually, he didn't rape his sister. He got his sister raped. Just to clarify.
Okay, the fine print. I get it. Yeah.
Sounds like you were really paying attention to who was raping in that joke.
Well, it's important to understand who's raping him.
Okay.
Well, that's a good point. It just wasn't funny.
It wasn't funny.
It
Is
wasn't.
that
The punchline
fair to
of-
say?
The punchline of the joke was the rape.
Right.
Wah, wah. Like there were so many other directions he could have gone with that, but like he switched his sister's protection of her mace and then she got raped. Ha! Knee slapper. Almost a natural consequence, honestly.
It very much felt like it was very much giving she deserved it or she was asking for it. And I'm like, of all the people to make that joke about, why your sister? I mean, why make it at all? But also, do you have thoughts about raping your sister? Like, because it sounds like maybe you do, Tosh. I don't know.
Here's
Go
the
ahead,
thing. There's truth in comedy. You know, there's truth in comedy. We don't joke about nothing for no reason.
True.
So I don't think it's too big of a stretch to say Mr. Tosh, Mr. 0.0, if you will, has definitely pondered this subject in the past and found what he thinks is the perfect way to package it to an audience where, you know, I didn't do it, but let's all think about it together in a room.
Yeah.
For profit also. Profit.
Go ahead, Sarah.
I have a note about the delivery as well. I just don't appreciate the kind of enthusiasm with which he said the word like rape. I just feel like there was a lot of gusto behind it. Like he had rehearsed it in his mirror. Like he knew it was I feel like he felt uncomfortable. I could smell it on him.
Yeah, absolutely. The next step would have him just being like rolling the R. Just like rape, you know? Like,
he was way too into it. It felt good to him. Yeah, no.
He was waiting all night long. All night long, he was waiting for that joke. He was just waiting for the satisfaction.
All right.
In it for a moment.
We're going to take a quick break and hear a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back after these few messages.
Hey fellas, are you sick of people walking all over you? Us silly women not giving you the attention you inherently deserve for just existing? Well, look no further. We're bringing you our limited edition specialty product, the Ultimate Snatch Kit by Incest Pro Products. The Rape Kit by rapists for rapists, fully stocked with all the ingredients you need for a heinous crime. First up, a lasso, because us women have a tendency to run when being chased, but don't worry, we won't get far in our heels, which are totally an invite for you, by the way. A ski mask with customizable prints. Black is so basic. And don't forget the good old trusty blade to threaten with, so don't spend time reflecting on silly things like why women don't want to talk to you, or actually reflecting on how you can improve yourself, or thinking about how you can work towards being a better potential mate, maybe going to therapy. No. Instead, keep thinking you're entitled to women. We're all crazy anyway. And order your ultimate Snatch Kit today. Only $6.66. Go to snatchkit.com and use the discount code Cosby for 20% off.
And we're back. Our phone lines are exploding with Snatch Kit orders. You can't hear it, but let me tell you, they are. Last we heard before that amazing ad was Daniel Tosh's bad rape joke. So we're gonna move into some good rape jokes, dare I say. Does anyone have an example of a rape joke that you heard and didn't make you cringe?
Okay, I actually definitely have one. I'm gonna self-report here in case you guys don't think it's funny, but Donald Glover made a special in 2012. It was called Weirdo. It's on Netflix, and I would argue I think he succeeded. Like even before it was, you know, a big wave of like comedians getting canceled, and you know the whole like argument that times are changing, and you know all this. I think he actually kind of got it. I think it's funny. I think it works.
Okay. Let's roll. I think we have a clip. Can we roll clip?
I always have to walk, and they ask me, like, can you walk me back? And I'm like, sure. And around the seventh time, I was like, wow, every girl who comes over asks me to walk them back to their car. Like, no matter what time. And like, I realized I was like, oh, they're afraid they're going to get attacked or raped or something. And I was like, oh my God, like that's ridiculous. As a grown man, I never think of that. Like, that's never in my head. Like, oh, will I get rid? Like, rape isn't right around the corner for me. Like it is for women, which is so messed up. This girl was jogging, and we started talking about a rape that had happened in the neighborhood, and we were like, oh, this is awful. This is so messed up. Can't believe this happened so close to us. And she goes, yeah, well, anybody ever tries to rape me, I'm just gonna shit on them. So I will. I have no problem. Two things, lady. Number one, he's a rapist. So his tolerance for gross stuff is probably pretty high. Pretty high. Number two, you can shit on command. Like you can just poop whenever you want to. Like,
okay. That was really great in my opinion. I think there are a few things that worked in that rape joke. Does anyone wanna note what they thought worked? Yeah, Sarah.
Yeah, it was just humane. Like the way he brought it up, there was a clear sense of perspective and a clear point of view. A point of view which we should all share, which is just inherently, rape is a heinous act.
Whoa.
Yeah. Shocker, of course. Yeah, it was clear from the beginning that he was like condemning rapists, and then the joke came out of that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, he addressed rape is bad, revolutionary. Yeah, Elayna.
And I will add to that, he also positions himself as a man and how he doesn't have to consider this, right? So right off the bat, we know where he stands on this topic, and he's acknowledging how horrible this is for women. And then that kind of adds into his punchline of, you can poop on command. Like she's thought about it. She's just gonna sling that poop, and then he acts it out too, right? Like, that's great.
That's the other.
Oh, sorry.
That's the other thing that I would say too, is that like the physical comedy works. It's so funny, and like poop is always funny. Poop is never not funny. It always works. Is the punchline.
It's a rule of thumb. Yeah. It's a rule of poop, if you will.
Hard to make rape funny. Easy to make poop funny.
Yeah, I mean, you would know. You spend half your life on the toilet, so.
Hey.
Otherwise,
this isn't about me.
Well, in a way, it is.
Oh, can I add one more other thing?
Yeah, go ahead, Elayna.
That was redundant. But as opposed to Daniel Tosh, who like centers himself in the joke, like, haha, I caused this rape to happen. Daniel Glover does not include himself at all. He's not associated or affiliated with the rapist at all.
Which really feels like, duh, like, why are you so eager to put yourself in line with a rapist? Why are you so eager?
Tosh teams up with the rapist again to rape his sister.
Oh, the humiliation.
Whereas Glover, also childish Gambino, distanced himself from the rapist and calls him a weirdo.
Who are you trying to prove that you know that he's also
just the
kids?
Gambino too? Just the kids.
Okay.
Just the kids,
right.
The Gen Z.
Can we put in the notes that Evan knows who childish Gambino is? Thanks. Great. So I think what we all touched on is that he acknowledges that this is not an experience that he's had. I think context is everything, both in terms of who's telling it and like the context of the joke. Like we were just saying, like who are you? What's the punchline? What's the context? And somebody else that I think does this really well in a really high stakes situation in terms of talking about context is Kelly Bachman, who has a special or a continuing show called Rape Jokes by Survivors that she does with Dylan Adler. And she went viral during the Me Too movement because she had the opportunity to confront Harvey Weinstein. Can we roll that clip?
A little tense. Anybody else? Yeah. I'm a comic. And it's our job to name the elephant in the room. Do we know what that is? Yeah, it's a Freddy Krueger in the room, if you will. I didn't know that we have to bring our own names and rape whistles to Actors Hour, y'all. No? Oh, shut up. Yeah. This kills at group therapy for rape survivors. They love it. Yeah. Woo! Been raped, surprisingly, by no one in this room, but I've never gotten to confront those guys. So just a general fuck you to whoever
That boo shut up sent a shiver down my spine in a way that I haven't felt in so long. Oh my God.
Yes.
That's horrific.
Yeah, horrible.
I know. I think what's notable too, and Elayna pointed this out earlier with the Tosh one and the people like hollering about his joke, is the difference in response. Like I think it's safe to say that like Kelly's jokes are, I mean, they're definitely more statements than jokes because it's very off the cuff and it's like a true confrontation. But just the fact that, she's up there taking one for the team, really. And people are booing. And meanwhile, they're hollering at Daniel Tosh for talking about raping his sister. What's going on? What are we doing?
I like, that's insane that someone fully in that audience was like, shut up to the comedian. I mean, trust me, I've been in a lot of comedy shows where I wanted to say shut up to the person. You're like, hey, tell a funnier joke. But to say shut up to the comic for pointing out the very clear elephant in the room.
Yeah. So one of the gut-wrenching moments for me is her response to the boo, which was also so courageous. I really admire her. She's like, boo, oh, that one kills rape survivors group therapy. Call him out, taking one for the team, addressing that so gracefully, but also positioning herself as like, no, I get to joke about this because I didn't get to confront those guys. I guess I can say fuck you to them now, but I didn't get the chance to talk to them face to face. So now she's having her voice heard on this stage, right?
Yeah. I'm just about to like devil's advocate a tiny little bit, not about the boo. The boo is horrendous. The boo is absolutely awful. But am I being slow? I didn't catch a joke in there. Was the joke the survivors meeting? Was that the punchline? And did that just go over my head?
I actually also thought that same thing. But okay, can someone enlighten me on this? Was she caught off guard? Like Harvey Weinstein just showed up to this thing.
Yeah.
Right. Another question. Who's Harvey Weinstein? I don't know. Just kidding. But so why is everyone so mad? So he just showed up. And so she kind of took the stage and was like, let's like maybe address this. Was that the vibe of what happened? It was very off the cuff.
Yeah.
Why? So I shouldn't be.
It was, No, he just showed up. She didn't have like rape jokes prepared. I mean, I'm sure there were some in her set already.
Well, and this is also not her rape joke.
Sorry, did you just cut me off?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
Strike 3.
I think we should keep trucking and kind of define for ourselves, now that we've seen a few examples, seen some good, seen some bad, let's define for ourselves what the rules of a good rape joke are. So let's see, does anyone have like a first rule?
Rape should not be the punchline.
Sick. Anything else?
Like a peppering of absurdity.
Incredible, Evan. Love the physical comedy there. I think you have to acknowledge who you are. Like, it's not like you just apparated on the stage and you're like, you have no identity and you're just saying this thing. Like, let's acknowledge if you're like a dude who's never been in this situation or experienced anything like that. Maybe take a beat to say that. Yeah. Like, don't let anything go like assumed. And if you have a personal experience, it's not like you have to air it out to everyone, you know. I don't think that's necessary, or like, do whatever you got to do. But like, I think it's fair to like acknowledge what your role in what you're saying, and like, so we're all on the same page, right? Like, let the point of view be clear, just from a like formatting standpoint, but also morally and like ethically, like understand the gravity of what you're trying to joke about. Which, by the way, also nobody's putting a gun to your head and saying make a rape joke. You could also just not do it.
Right. Yeah. Also, just don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole.
It's not hard.
Yeah, I think that's one more.
For some of us, anyway.
That's true, but hey, we're here for you. We're here for you to write you a joke.
Yeah, not everybody has their own personal writing team. Speaking of which, just to reiterate what Mehek says, like, maybe just like don't say the first draft. You could write it. You could like take some time, do a few versions before you say it out loud. Great. So we've done our homework. I think it's time to, drumroll please, get into the writer's room.
Let's go. Let's get to work.
All right, in the writer's room, let's make rape jokes funny. Okay, so I know that we had a few ideas floating around, but does anybody have a jumping off point for where they think we can start with our rape joke? Sarah, did you have something?
I do. I had like a revelatory thought the other day, which kind of stumped me. It's that, you know, the word groomer, right? We all agree like grooming is bad. The verb to groom, it's not something good. Dog groomers, however, those who groom animals, that's a noble feat, right? That's a good thing to do.
Noble? I mean, sure. Yeah.
There's a lot of labor.
They gotta get groomed. So therefore, I just thought like, yeah, I guess I was just playing with those two thoughts, like the groomers versus the groomers. Is there a kind of tete-to-tete, like a, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do we I'm not hearing laughs.
No, I'm
I'll
following
put that out right now.
I'm following the train.
following.
I'm also just thinking of other like groomer examples, like or like groom, like a groomsman, or like a bride and a groom.
Mm-hmm.
Long-standing weird connotations with brides and like being
why do
like
we
sold.
Wives being groomed.
Ooh, no.
Oh no.
I mean, I could name Jerry Seinfeld, dated 17-year-old grooming.
They didn't get married.
Elvis Presley.
so-
Elvis Presley dated Priscilla when she was a child.
Jerry Lee Lewis married his 13-year-old cousin.
Oh, gross.
So we get it.
Woody Allen.
Gross.
With his own.
and
yes,
who else?
Who else? Run him out.
So like definitely agree with you that we've like just decided as a society that grooming is bad, but yeah.
Well, we could probably do something with that. I think that's a funny setup.
Yeah,
Sarah,
it's
I would like to formally apologize for not laughing, as you so beautifully pointed out. Okay, so let's think about it. So if the dog groomer, let's stay with the dog groomer. Let's pick one example.
Okay,
fine. Run with that. So if we
like
got
the
our
dog
dog groomer, I think there's something.
about
Okay, I don't know if this is gonna be like okay, this might be problematic, but I think there's something funny there with if it's like we call it a dog groomer. I know we're all joking of like, oh, we should change the name, but like, what if? Okay, stay with me here. What if the dog groomer is bad news?
Like, what if the dog groomer is grooming the dog sexually?
Yeah, there could be something.
Elephant in the
Right.
room.
Thank you. Yeah, sexually. Thank you.
How
That
does
was the word.
How does that work? How's that work?
Well,
As in
okay.
how?
It could be like, okay.
I think
is
it
that what you're
starts with like
Like
it starts with like something of like
It
the
starts
act
with
of like dropping
I
your
sent
dog
my-
off or something.
I dropped my dog off. I sent my dog to the groomer the other day. I was
Yeah, like, it's a
leaving
good
and I'm
thing.
thinking about like you set it up like a story. Like, okay,
Okay.
I dropped off my dog to the groomer.
I like that.
I was leaving and I started thinking about should I like be calling a groomer or something? Like, should I be calling them something different?
Right.
And then we could put in Sarah's bit there of like, I think we've all agreed over the last couple years that
Mhm.
grooming is bad.
unless you're Drake.
Unless you're Drake.
Unless you're Drake.
unless you're whoever celebrity
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is like not offensive enough to throw in there.
I think Drake's a
Um,
great one. Poor Minnie.
Drake is a perfect one.
Yeah.
So I think we've all agreed grooming is bad, but we still call dog groomers groomers. So one of two things is happening here. Either we are doing a terrible disservice to dog groomers, or stay with me here,
Okay.
and we take it down that path of look. I know
Yeah.
we don't, but look, you drop your dog off. You don't see them for a couple hours. They're hopped up on pain meds. Their hair is different. You know, I don't
They're
think
walking
they're capable
funny.
of giving consent. They're walking.
They're
funny.
walking with a limp.
It's true.
And then, you know,
God.
I'm not saying your dog groomer is, you know, raping your dog, but I guess I'm just saying time's up.
Time's up.
Yeah. Time's up. They're not
Oh
not.
man.
Yeah.
That was
We
rough.
just went down a
I mean, you
road.
gave a bunch of examples.
Hey,
There is
listen.
evidence.
And look. This is what we do here.
This is the drafting
okay?
process, okay?
Right.
Everybody's gonna take one for the team down the road. We're gonna pitch something. Either it'll work or it won't, and we'll work on it.
Yeah, I mean that we definitely didn't kill it with that joke, but you know what? We're gonna follow our own rule of thumb and not go with the first thing that pops into our
Right.
mind
Yeah.
because we're intelligent humans. So
Put the pen down.
yeah,
Put the pen
we're
down.
gonna- We're gonna
and
come back to the
pick it
drawing
back
board.
up.
Right, there we go. This is what this is all about. Like we are unlike the people who have not done well in the past. So
We're doing our research.
Right.
yeah, exactly.
We won't
Okay,
get
great.
canceled.
Let's try something new.
I think we need a new word for rapist.
Okay.
Uh,
That's interesting.
I'm gonna spitball.
Yeah.
Rapist sounds like dentist, artist, like other ist stuff.
It sounds
right?
formal
Like,
and skilled. Yeah,
right.
I agree.
It's like a profession. And
Or
I
a
think
crap.
it should
Formal and
right. And I think it should be like murderer. Like it should be raper.
yeah.
Like you committed a
Okay.
heinous crime. You're not a specialist.
Yeah.
You're scum of the earth.
You're not good at your job.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, fair.
So
I
like
think
the
that's a
joke.
great point.
Like rapist is too
Yeah.
polite. It's too respectful. It looks too pretty.
I
I don't
sounds
want
like there's
okay.
craftsmanship involved. I think
Right.
that is the fatal flaw. So do you have a better
So-
option? That's the question.
I'm gonna stand firm with my raper.
I
like murderer.
raper.
Like murderer.
I like that.
Yeah, like the act of
Yeah.
Raper.
I like the
I can't think of any other examples, but I'm
well,
feeling
something about the suffix of ist sounds too much like ish. Like
Yeah.
you're not quite sure.
Comme ci,
You're like
comme ça.
you're teeter. You're like could rape, could not. Depends how I feel on the day.
There's
like,
there's a real softening of the blow there for the word when it's totally undeserved.
Yeah.
So I like the advocating for raper.
Yeah, rape. My vote's with raper.
Thanks.
I'm gonna put Sarah on the spot because I feel like she's quick-witted. Sarah, how would you take that idea and form it into like a synthesized, palatable?
Right. Well, I think the good place, like you said it yourself, Elayna, like I think we need to come up with a new word for racist.
Rapist.
Do that again.
We'll solve that
Take it
issue
again.
another day.
Take it again.
Also,
racism another day.
Yes,
Also
we do need to
racist.
solve racism. Sarah, you're right.
Although racer, not same punch as rapist.
Yeah, no, it's the hard P sound. Yeah. Okay, so let me rewind. I think we need to come up with a new word for rapist. You know, I'm gonna spitball here, just give it the new option, raper. And then we break down why the ist comes across as respectable, a little bit too polite. When we look at the word rapist, what other words have that ist suffix? And then we can give a list. Like,
look, guys, I'm not like those other guys.
Yeah.
I'm actually good at this. Okay.
Yeah,
I've got this down to a science. I'm not your average everyday raper. I'm a rapist.
Yeah.
I'm a rapist.
Yeah, it feels like that, like he has like a curly mustache. Like he really takes this serious.
What is that? Can we hook it on the word linguist? So I'm not a linguist.
Right.
I'm not a linguist, but I'm perhaps thinking we need a new word for the word rapist. How about
I like that.
raper?
Okay.
Amazing. So we're
I like
all
that
in
as the
consensus.
intro.
Feminist is
So
a
we
really good
start
one.
with
I think
that
it's a
line.
good one.
We start with that line of coming up with a new word for rapist.
Okay.
And then we go into rapist is just a little too polite, a little too dignified.
Yeah.
What other ists can we think of? And then the list.
Scientist,
And should we give those right now?
feminist,
Artist.
artist. It sounds like a
Oh,
profession.
feminist.
Sounds
I
like a
love that one.
profession or a craft.
Anthropologist.
Gymnast.
Scientologist.
Oh well,
That's
that's
actually
more
bad.
aligned.
Okay, whatever you say.
Like father, like daughter.
We're clearly choosing one side of the aisle on this podcast. We're anti-Scientology here.
We'll do an episode on that later.
The turn is
And
I'm not a linguist,
Yes.
but I'm gonna pitch a new word for rapist. Ready?
I like that.
Raper.
Raper.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Let's call Merriam-Webster.
Yeah.
I
think
like
that's-
that.
I
think
love
that's a
it.
good
I
one.
think that's funny.
I think we've written a successful rape joke. Let's test it out. We're gonna have our resident schmuck
me.
read it back to us. Yeah. All right. And
All
sorry,
right.
for context, that's not Sarah. Evans, our schmuck.
I'm a professional schmuck. I'm a schmuckist.
Schmuckist.
So I'm gonna try to do the joke as I heard it.
Okay.
All right. So I was thinking, about sexual attacks. Don't ask me why. And I was thinking that we need a new word for the word rapist. We need a new title for the word rapist. It sounds like too many other ists, like a craft or a profession. It sounds like dentist or gymnast or feminist or mixologist. And it sounds like something someone perfects for a reason. And I think rape is not something someone should perfect as a reason. So I'm here. I'm not a linguist, but I am here to pitch you a new word for the word rapist. Ready? Raper. It sounds angry and hateful and awful and deviant. Raper. The harder you say the raper. So if you agree, I think you should just tweet at Merriam-Webster and say, raper is the new rapist.
Oh,
Okay,
round of
very good,
applause.
very good.
Love that
Very
delivery.
nice.
Bringing art to life.
Yeah,
Can you
really took
believe
that
it?
one and ran with it. Great. Well, there you have it, folks. You've heard us write it. You've heard Evan tell it. I would love to know your thoughts. Do you think that we successfully wrote and told a rape joke that anybody could tell and not get canceled for? That's the test. Let us know what you think. And if you are brave enough to write a rape joke that you think is funny, please send it our way. We'd love to read it and judge you. You can write to us at cancel_culture_pod on Instagram and let us know what you think. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Awesome. Alrighty. This has been Cancel Culture.
Was that dog L too hard for me? Is everyone going to think I'm a dog raper?
Cancel Culture
Podcast.